area pain and swelling, talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
From the Raffy Law Group Accident Attorney Studio, this is
Raffy.
KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Set a preset on the iHeartRadio app.
From the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electrical needs, call Parker.
We have a cooler end to the weekend. Today, Sunday, expect 86 degrees with some mostly sunny skies, some breezy winds with overnight lows dropping down in the upper 60s at 66 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ashley Loessa.
This report is sponsored by Primatene Mist.
During an asthma attack, every second feels like an eternity. Primatene Mist works fast. It's clinically shown to open airways quickly, providing quick relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma. Get the #1 FDA.
Don McDowell Outdoor Radio is sponsored by Elevate Design. It's time for Don McDowell Outdoors on Fox Sports 910. A show for the avid fisherman and hunter looking for tips from the pros. Now here's your host, a saltwater fisherman and the man that fears no fish. He's the bass daddy and a tournament pro, Don McDowell.
All right, we've got wheels up. Here we go. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you guys tuning in to my house while we tune into your house, your car, your truck, your boat, whatever you're doing out there, because I know you guys are doing something. And we've got a pretty special show today. We are surrounded by beauty and grace and a bodyguard. I mean, so you figure that all out. So my good friend Tyson Stewart is in the house, and he escorted his beauty queen, Kaylin Stewart, sitting right over here in my studio. Can you believe that? Oh, my goodness. I mean, I have been getting, I got to tell you this. Instagram is just, it's a trip. You know, it's like the modern Reader's Digest. If it's on Instagram, you know it's true. So we've been fact-checking a bunch of stuff, trust me. But I keep getting this guy keeps texting me, are you going to do videos of Taylor? We need to see her. We haven't seen her for a long time.
Oh, my goodness.
So I'm shooting your videos. So I got a video of, and thank you for that. I got to tell you, this girl can run. She's a track star. She's a beauty queen. I've got videos. Let's see, we're doing high jumps.
Mm-hmm. High jump and pole
we're
vault.
doing the pole vault. Yeah, you got to quit doing hurdles. You're going to hurt yourself.
That's my sister. I couldn't hurdle.
Oh, that was her?
See, I can jump up. I can't jump out, unfortunately. I'd probably eat it.
Wow. Well, that's pretty crazy. So you're back in Dickinson, North Dakota. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And Tyson, I don't believe we've got an invitation to come back and do a little pheasant hunting from her yet, do we?
We'll make that happen.
I've been waiting for that invitation as well, but hopefully this year will happen.
10-4.
You know, getting a degree in running track is first and foremost, of course. So we'll find a weekend, and we'll bring you out there.
Okay, yeah, that's.
The show might have to be remote for a weekend or something.
We'll just play reruns.
Yeah, play reruns.
Yeah,
or
we'll
something.
put Kimberly in charge.
There you go.
Yeah, Kimberly in charge
She
on
can talk
Sunday,
about
off
sports.
the air on Monday. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I mean, you can come with. Why not?
Yeah. So let's see. You're carrying a beauty title of Miss State Capital. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And there are others.
Yes. So this is a official preliminary to the Miss America organization. So in order to compete at state, you have to have a local title. And so I competed back in November and by the grace of God won. So here I am, $1,200 later, School is paid for. I get to go to Miss North Dakota here in June, so I compete June 1st through the 7th in Williston. So I'm super excited about that, and I get to share my love and platform of ag in the classroom and all things farming and ranching, and kind of just get to hang out and do all that. So I'm excited.
Go, girl.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I win, I get to walk away with anywhere between $10,000 to $45,000 worth of scholarships.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy. So it is a really good scholarship program for young girls. So
That is amazing.
pretty good.
Okay, so are you going to be running for anything here in Arizona?
No. So I competed for Miss Arizona. So last time some of you guys saw me on here, I was competing for that and made top 10. And then that was about it. So it was about 2.5 years ago I competed for Miss Arizona. So we moved to North Dakota, going to school up there, and
I remember that.
decided, heck yeah, why not go compete? Because I love North Dakota, but it's definitely not a big pageant state.
It's cold.
It's cold, so priorities are a little different.
Yeah. Been back there, you got hairy women in fur coats. No.
I don't know about that one, but
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty big. You were competing for something because Tyson and Jim Lawrence, myself, and a couple other guys, we were up at Orem doing a wildlife fence project.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of it, here you come
yes.
in your gown and out there in the dirt.
Yep, I came to come say hi. Yeah, I was competing for Miss Arizona at the time, so
Yeah,
I
that's
was
kind of what I'm thinking.
everywhere. And now we're in a totally different state competing. Same system, just different state.
Let me ask you this. We see some stuff on TV and
Mm-hmm.
with the beauty pageants and all this. How toxic and aggressive are those?
I mean, it kind of depends on where you're at in the world. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty mellow. I mean, everyone's pretty civil, but every now and then you'll get a wild card that kind of feeds into those stereotypes, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, I watched one of those episodes on, had the little girls competing.
Oh, toddlers and tiaras.
Yeah, the moms were like warlords. I mean, they were crazy.
I mean, there's a few girls that are like that, but for the most part, they're pretty decent.
Yeah. Well, Tyson, what's going on down at the farm?
We're busy raising kids and trying to grow a little cotton and wheat, and we're about ready to start harvesting wheat here in the next 10 to 20 days. It's looking really nice. We're baling hay every day like we always do.
Yeah.
And we do have some cotton in the ground. It's coming up looking nice. The crops are great. It's been a wonderful spring. Commodity prices aren't the greatest at the moment, but that's okay. But, hey, can I divert for a second? I know you were kind of talking a little bit about the beauty pageants. And
we're going to keep talking
I know,
about
but it's a great system for young girls. I mean, the confidence, the chance that they can compete, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
And what you see on TV is not what you see as a parent that you get to come to these contests. Yeah, there's occasional little bit of
BS.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're great kids.
Yeah.
They're just trying to better themselves, and the fact that they get up on stage and they put themselves out there, they compete, that's a win for me.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, you and the missus have done a great job with your family. It's
Well, Mom gets 95% of the credit. I just transportation.
I don't know, but you're
not
one of the
true.
hardest working guys, and your morals and the standards that you stand on are just unreproachable. You guys have done a hell of a job, and I'll go out on a limb and say, if all the families in the world were like the Stewarts, this would be a great place.
Thank you.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, look at her. I mean, it's not just beauty. She runs fast, jump high. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Very polite, well-mannered. Both girls, and except Tom.
Well, we love Tom.
Yeah.
But he's our honorary grandpa.
Tom and Vienna sausages. That's a story for another time. We've got a Arizona Cattle Growers Association summer meeting coming up. That kind of means a lot to us. We had a meeting this past week at Arizona Game and Fish Department with the Arizona Livestock Loss Board, where they talked about the losses and all the good things that they think they do. And I'll tell you, there was about a half dozen cattle growers show up, which is the first time that we've been represented at the meeting. I was there, the vice president was there, our new executive director was there, and a couple of Cowboys were there. And wow, we had a lot to say, and there wasn't a lot of feedback from those guys. So we're going to engage on talking to them. There's some pretty good topics coming up. Josh Hurst is coming, the new assistant director from Game and Fish, will be there talking about wolves, of course. And I'm anxious to see. I've asked some very pointed questions to the authorities that control the wolves. One of the first things that happened when Elon Musk came in on Doge, they froze a bunch of federal project funds. The Mexican Gray Wolf Fund was one of them that was frozen. So there was a lot of people in New Mexico, because the wolf program is split between Arizona and New Mexico. The New Mexico guys got fired. And I've asked pointed question, what is the future of the Mexican wolf program? And I get, well, maybe it's 18 months, maybe 24 months. I said, what happens after that? We got wolves on the landscape. Who's going to manage them? We can't figure that out because they're federal wolves, and the state can't manage them, and the feds don't have the money to manage them. So,
will we be able to manage them?
Well, I don't think so, but we're doing some stuff we'll talk about when we come back. We've got about 2 minutes, but I am so glad you're here. And your dad is just absolutely the best, sending me videos of the girls. Now, your other daughter, how immersed in track and field is she?
She hurdles, so that's what she does for DSU. So she's on a scholarship.
She's going to hurt herself, I'm telling you.
No, she's fine. She's good. She's learning how to three-step. She's aggressive going to the first and second hurdle, and that's all you really need.
Three-step?
Three-step. You take 3 strides and then jump over something and then keep running.
Oh,
and
I
you
thought
do
that
another.
You do
Another
cowboy
3-step.
dance.
No,
Yeah.
I
still have trouble with 2-step.
That's okay. So do I. I don't have a dance partner, so that's kind of hard. So, but no, you 3-step to the hurdle and then you just kind of keep going. So she does that. I have no idea how.
Me neither.
It freaks me out. I tried it one time and I just about ate it. So I'll stick to
Yeah, I
jumping
know some
over.
3-step. There's some 3-step self-defense methods in the PKA, but we don't need to get into that. We've got to flip into a break. When we come back, we're going to find out if Tyson's going to box this year. Imagine that. Fox Sports 910. We'll be right back. We are back. Let me give you a very brief San Diego dock total. I'm going to concentrate first of all on the number of boats. Tyson, everything is late this year. And every time we have late fish, we have a long, hot, dry, fire-ridden summer. I'm afraid that's where we are. There was only 6 boats out. 8 trips, because one of the boats was making 2 trips a day, AM and a PM trip. And there was 261 anglers, 300 rockfish were boated, 122 bonita, which is weird. They're usually not here at this time. 85 vermilion rockfish, 61 whitefish, 64 sculp, and 8 redfish. And the kicker is there was only 4 yellowtail. And some sheephead, some other bottom huggers. So what we're looking at this year is late fish. We've seen it before. Historically, the yellowtail are here in mass in March, April, and we got 4 on the book. There was a couple last week. It's just not happening. So I'm wondering when the bluefin are coming in. The yellowfin are supposed to be behind them, Dorado, stuff like that.
Is it a water temperature issue? Is it?
Yeah, it's water temperature, and I'm going to blame it on Nancy Pelosi. So anyway, I mean, it's a jet stream. It has to do with the current movement, and I mean the whole planet's in an uproar. But we have to call it normal because that's what it is. You can't go fix it. You can't change it. You can't hurry up. If you want to catch yellowtail, you jump in a boat. You go down to Punta Colonet or Mag Bay. I mean, Mag Bay is loaded with yellowtail.
So they're really south right now still.
Yeah. We call it coming up the trough. They're there, but they're 300-400 miles out, 200 miles out, some of them, and we're watching the pods. I looked at the commercial website yesterday, and they're catching fish, but boy, they're way out there. So we'll see. I know Pete Neto bought a trip on the Malahini boat and gifted his son and daughter-in-law that trip. So he called the other day and says, "When do they go?" I said, "August."
Okay.
Because we were talking about maybe June. June's not going to happen. Maybe mid-June. So anyway, let's get back to our beauty queen over here. What kind of classes are you taking?
Everything under the sun. So I just finished up my junior year. So I'm getting 2 degrees at the moment, one in ag business and one in ag communications. So kind of everything within the ag world.
All right, tell me about ag communications. What do? Talk to animals?
Essentially, just kidding. No. I mean, I do enough of that. So I owned a Nora Valley cattle company, so I talk to those guys enough. I don't think they want to.
I saw your dad talking to donkeys the other day. Honestly, funniest damn thing I've ever been involved with.
I mean, I talk to my cows, but I think we all do. But no, ag communications is pretty great. So obviously I get to do stuff like this all the time. So I work as a media correspondent. So I'll interview champions for the Cowboy Channel, any rodeo nearby in North Dakota.
Whoa. Yeah, that's good.
So that's been really fun. So for the past,
I can visualize you doing that.
So for the past 2 years, I get to go. I've been running cameras. I'll help do media, whatever, clip videos, all the things. And then all of a sudden they're like, "All right, here's a jacket, here's a microphone, go have fun, go stand in the arena." And I was like, "What?" They're like, you were watching, right? I was like, "Yeah, I was on the camera." And they're like, "Cool, go interview champions, go have fun." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Get in,
so
let's go.
I have so much airtime. It's pretty neat. So
I have to tell you, I didn't know you were doing all that. You're missing one hell of an opportunity for doing a reality show following that man right there around.
I mean, I would watch it.
The stuff that he goes through, the stuff that Reed and I go through, you can't make it up. You just can't.
No, you can't.
It's called Tuesday. It's just
Tuesday.
It's just farming.
It's farming.
It's farming.
Yeah.
So I get to do a lot of cool things up at school that I wouldn't probably have the opportunity to do here. So obviously classes like that. I've taken a soil science class. I've taken chemistry. I've taken, ag economics. I mean, you name it, kind of everywhere across the board.
Where do you think you're going to focus in land?
Obviously, I'd like to take over the family farm. That's my hope and ambition is to continue that and continue on the business, the cattle company, and make that a little bit bigger. So hopefully something within that realm, unless the Cowboy Channel wants to pick me up full time. So
you're gonna have your hands full.
You never know.
Isn't that every father's dream to be able to work with his children?
Absolutely. Amen.
So if that could happen, I mean, I still talk to my dad every day. I don't even though
Talk to mine every day.
I get to talk to my father-in-law every day. It's
that's so important.
I think that's what makes our ag industry in this country so strong and resilient, is that it's family based. I mean, I know there's a lot of larger family farms, but and they say they're corporate. No, they're still at the back. You break them all down, they're still a family organization.
Of course.
Everywhere you go, and that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it work.
Well, my big cognition doing what I'm doing with the ranch supply business, getting involved in wildlife was one thing, but the bonus, and I applaud what you're doing absolutely 100%, and you too, but my life is so rich dealing with my good friend Tyson over here. Oh my gosh, I mean that's such a blessing, and then I go down my customer list. Mm-hmm. They're not my customers; those are my friends. Zuri May, you talk about the family. She's got this cutest little baby you ever saw. I get baby pictures and, taking cookies next week and, that kind of stuff. And Pete Odnetto and, it just goes on. The people at the Arizona Cattle Growers, awesome people. I'm going up to speak to Yavapai County, been invited to join there, Graham County, already a member of Gila County, and Pinell County. I mean, it doesn't stop. It's just good people after good people after good people. And I can't say that. I've done a lot of stuff. My resume is deep. And I can tell you there are so many butt heads in some of the other venues that I've been involved in, but not this one. There are a couple knuckleheads up in Chino Valley that want to keep the hunters out, keep the gates locked, but yet they want us to come in and do projects. And the answer is, no, I don't think so. Have a nice day. But those are the exceptions.
Well, it's a great industry, but I have to say thank you for, not just for our family, but everybody else that you're talking about, that you've given us a voice the last couple of years, that you've taken the time to come and listen to our stories. You know what's going on in our industry. And then you've been a conduit to share with what's going on in our valley, but throughout the state. And
it's important.
Now in North Dakota.
No, and I was just going to say that with my daughter here wanted to be, her platform is Ag in the Classroom through these beauty pageants, and so she's in the classrooms and she's able to talk to kids, and it's sad, but a lot of people think, and a lot of students think that
chocolate milk comes from brown cows, and that all farmers wear overalls and they can't be girls. And I've had students come up to me at the end and they're like, "Are you actually the farmer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting 2 degrees. I farm. I own a cattle company." And they're like, "Are you sure? But you're a girl. I didn't think that was possible." I'm like, "Nope, that's it's me."
Well, we've got some challenges in our society.
Mm-hmm. Just a lot of misinformation.
Post Biden, what's his name? Yo mama, oh mama. The fabric is torn. Yeah. And I had a conversation yesterday. We're seeing a lot of younger people coming back to the church, which is a big deal. They're bringing, Christian values, and that's what this country was built on, and that's what we're going to stand on. That's what we're going to die on. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing young people like yourself coming into the ag business. I see them in the field on the ranches. Mm-hmm. And it's just really amazing.
It's a dying industry. It's sad, but I mean, people fail to realize that without farmers, I mean, we don't eat. Everyone thinks food comes from the grocery store. It does, but it comes from families that have spent generations perfecting our craft.
Yeah.
What I'm excited about, Dawn, is it's not something I'm used to, but an iPhone is foreign a couple of years ago, but now with these platforms and social media, people like Tayland and yourself are able to share the story. And there's other people, Bales in Buckeye. He has a great platform. There's the Farmer John out of Yuma that has another platform. on TikTok and YouTube, and people watch these videos and they feel connected. And I think that's where Taylin, with her Instagram, has shared the story, and people love hearing about how many times you've come out and taken pictures of Eli?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you the biggest, and I can't remember how many hits, but that little bitty white calf.
Eli. That's Eli.
Eli.
You can't believe the hits that thing got.
People like cow videos, and I can attest to that because I have 30,000 friends on TikTok. I don't know how. I had over 150,000 followers, and then I posted about farming one day, and I got banned, but got back, and
Really?
I now have 30,000 friends on TikTok.
You got banned on what platform?
TikTok, because I'm a cotton farmer, and that's racist.
I think she got banned because she was driving equipment and filming at the same time. It was a safety issue, I think, is what she was doing.
I honestly don't know, but
We
TikTok
do
is
that
very
every
weird.
day.
I understand that.
Yeah, just saying.
But there's a chance to
But now I
share
get to
our
share.
story.
Yeah.
And so people like to know where their food comes from, and so every day I'll take a video or
Well,
something.
that's the thing. We were talking about hate mail earlier. We've had some pretty serious death threats here, and the hate mail is just absolutely hysterical. I say because the younger generation, like you say, eggs come from chickens, milk comes from cows, sausage comes from Jimmy Dean. It's like, they get upset. So I don't get it. I just don't. So when we come back from the break, can you kind of walk us through this vertical farm
Sure.
thing that
Happy
you're
to.
doing?
Excited to.
I've done a little homework on it just to educate myself, so I know what the hell you're talking about.
Most of us. Okay.
Okay. All right. We're going to flip into a break here with the Stewars in studio, all the way from Dindora Valley. That's a haul, man, I'm telling you. So, anyway, we'll be right back here on Fox Sports 910. I'm Don McDowell. We're back. We're going to learn about something that I know very little about, vertical farming. You're involved in that. Give us a thumbnail. A, what is it? What are you doing? What are you growing? How does it work?
Okay, vertical farming is kind of a new topic that's come up in the last 5-6 years. There's been a lot of people try it and start, and there's been several massive failures. But our family is pursuing this very diligently in the Goodyear area. We've been farming in the Goodyear areas for over 100 years. But growth is pushing out west, and we just keep losing more and more ground, but we want to start farming.
That's for sure.
So we're building a vertical farm. It's going to be about 350,000 square feet under roof, 21 levels of growing space. So there's about every 22 inches there is a level of plants, and they're all on trays. It's vertical because you're building up. It's going to be 50-foot tall building. We will basically have 8 acres of growing space under roof.
Wow.
Which would replace about 2,500 acres of ground if you were going to grow. We're going to be growing cilantro, and we'll be doing this in the West Valley. And we're hopefully be breaking ground sometime this October. We will be saving 95% of the water we would be using in conventional ag.
Yeah, that was going to be a question.
It's unbelievable. And so we're basically farming 2,800 acres on an acre and a half. And the timetable is unbelievable. We can grow cilantro from seed to harvest in under 10 days.
Get out of here.
And then we can cycle it back through and harvest it again 7 days later, and then 7 days later. In our trials, we've gone up to 16 harvests on the same tray. The number one condiment in the United States right now, it's not ketchup anymore. It's salsa.
Of course.
And so that's why we're looking at cilantro. And
Don't get me started. Adios, muchacho.
How many people does it take to run the facility completely? Like just
it's going to have 8 people in there. And
how many does an average farm have?
To something like that, there'd be 100 people. But we'll be down to 2 forklifts, and we'll be making a semi-load of cilantro a day. But there's other crops that you can grow
leafy vegetables, mainly.
What's that?
Leafy vegetables, mainly.
But any green leafy, but we're primarily focusing on phase 1 cilantro. We have a market for it. We have a home for it. It's thinking outside the box.
Boy, I'll say.
But it's given the space and the water that we can save and the labor we can save. But when I started farming 30 years ago out of college, minimum wage was $3.75. Now we're at $15. Equipment, you used to be able to buy a tractor for $25,000 to $50,000. Now the average tractors cost you $200.
Oh, easy.
A swather's $150,000, $200,000. Balers are just crazy.
Used pickups are nuts.
You have all this equipment. Minimum wage is $15 if you can find someone to show up. It's best use of our land, return on investment. But it takes 30 years to pay for a farm. But because it takes 30 harvests to pay off your mortgage. We'll do that in a little under 4 years because we're harvesting every 10 days.
That is amazing.
So we've done our due diligence for the last 3 years. We're working with several international companies. Actually, we have a gentleman who's in Toronto right now that's finalizing our trays because it's not the tray is we're not planting in soil. We're planting into a silicone mat, just per se, and the seeds are held in place. It's all mechanically harvested. The trays are sent back through. There's a ton of robotics. It's coordinated. The water is circulated constantly through the facility, but you would think, and here's the fun part, is we're at the bottom of the Agua Fria River, right there where it dumps into the Gila, in the Salt River, the Gila, and the all come together. There's a well there that was drilled back in the 1920s on the farm, and the water temperature has been 63 degrees constantly ever since we started pumping water out of that. So we're actually going to be using that as geothermal because we need to keep the room at 70 degrees. So we're going to be pumping water up to help cool the building and then send it back down. And the biggest heat thing that comes inside there is for the lights, the growing lights that are inside. They'll be water cooled as well from that temperature. We've converted an old silo to be our water system. It's got reverse osmosis on it. There's a lot of positives to it. I think we've done our due diligence. We're really excited to see what happens, and we'll keep everybody posted. But we should be breaking down hopefully this fall.
Let me ask you about your well. Is that diesel generator, solar, or what?
Say it again.
The well.
The well. That's it's an electric well. It's a pumping well. Yeah.
Okay.
It's what we've been irrigating with for the last 100 years. It's the main well, but it's been 63 degrees. The water comes out of the ground at 63 degrees.
Where's the well? Which one are you talking about?
It's right there in Goodyear, right there off of Broadway and Bullard.
Okay.
So.
Okay, cool.
So it's something different. It's definitely we've caught a little bit of criticism, but something new always catches a few haters.
Of course.
But
now, what kind of technology is this? U.S. technology, European, German, what?
All the above.
Everything.
All the above. We were working with a company from New Zealand for a while. Our consultant is from Australia, and he's actually he's been on board with us for over 2 years.
He's awesome.
He does a great job. His name is Thomas Williams. We are working with all local builders. We're excited. Bunger Steel is probably our biggest help.
Bunger's a good company, absolutely.
They're good people.
Yeah.
And
in fact, they're right out there.
I'm not trying to throw a plug onto them. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Big deal.
What's kind of fun though, they built our first shade on the farm back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And so now 3 generations later, we're trying something new, and they're going to help us build it.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Full circle.
Ken still involved out there?
Say it again.
Ken?
Not familiar.
Okay.
Brandon.
Bunger, yeah.
Brandon Bunger.
Yeah.
But we've even developed our own variety of seed that we have in the ground outside of Yuma right now. We developed it, came up with a variety we like of cilantro, and it should be harvested sometime in the next 4 weeks, and it'll be certified organic seed that
Really?
we get to name ourselves. We haven't figured out a name yet for it, but it's a variety we developed. So we can control it from seed to harvest, and we'll have full control. It's inside of an environment where you do not have to spray. There's no chemicals whatsoever, so it's
Certified organic.
but it's beyond organic because they changed. The USDA did come through for us. At first, we weren't going to say it's organic because it's not grown in soil; it's grown in a silicon tray. And to be considered organic, it has to be grown in
Kind
soil.
of like chicken thighs. Yeah. No.
But again, it's completely out of the norm. But I truly think
Really
that
amazing.
given the technology that's out there, the power savings, the labor savings, just the safety, because Taylin said this in a presentation I was watching her give about a year ago. Everybody needs a doctor and a lawyer once or twice in their life, but they need a farmer 3 times a day.
You need a doctor, a lawyer,
that's
policeman,
well put.
fireman,
And
at least
so
once in your
we're-
life. You need a farmer 3 times a day.
But what started this, Don, and how we even came up with it is, on the vertical farm, is we wanted to feed cattle. If you take barley and put it on these trays, you can get barley to sprout in 6 days, and you have this giant mat of roots and fiber, and it's almost like a complete ration. And that's what got us started down the path of vertical farming, was trying to come up with a better way to feed cows. And we're still pursuing that. But the economics look better for cilantro versus barley at the moment.
Totally amazing.
So we will be feeding cows straight out of this vertical farm.
Okay, what's the target of your first harvest, do you think, actually?
The first commercial harvest,
Yeah.
18 months.
Okay. And are you up to speed on all of this?
This is my senior project. So whenever you go to school, at least, I don't know, I can't attest for other universities, but at least where I'm at, starting your junior year, you pick something. A project could be anything. It could be about cattle, it could be about farming, it could be about a social project, I don't know, pick something. And so mine's been vertical farming, and I have received so much criticism this past year, just putting all this information that my dad's been talking about into a presentation to every single week go up in front of my class and basically talk about this. I mean, nobody understands what we're doing. It's a completely new concept, so I understand, but it's something different. I'm excited to learn and see kind of where it goes. And here in a year, I get to present it to the board and hopefully get to graduate with this and our findings. So
wow,
it's a great opportunity, and I get to be a part of it.
Unbelievable.
There's 7 million people in Phoenix, in our valley now.
That's too many.
I mean, 30 years ago, there wasn't a million.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And we've paved all the good farm ground.
Mm-hmm.
We really have.
I know.
It's so.
I went out, to your point, RC and I went out to Santan Valley, and we drove for 63 miles due east. Nothing but houses and houses and houses and more houses. We met the rancher, and he's running 4,000 head out there where we ended up. Got some water holes, stock tanks that need to be addressed, but they're building a new freeway coming through there right in the middle of his stuff, putting in solar farms right in the middle of his stuff. I mean, it's... Anyway, welcome to America. We've got to stand down for a break on Fox 910. More with Taylor and Tyson when we come back. I'm Don McDowell. Stay with us. All righty, we're going to talk a little bit about mountain lions, and how they conduct themselves. Recently, you've had some predation at the farm, livestock, mule deer, and I'm assuming javelinas and stuff that we don't know about that are there by mountain lions, and we've got a mountain lion predation problem here in the state. One of the things that I've done as the wildlife chair for the ACGA is we've come up with a predator survey because what I'm seeing, I'm on the ranches every week, and I go to these meetings. This particular one that really woke me up was Winkleman NRCD, excuse me, down in Dudleyville with Bill Dunn at the chair. And it's usually about, I've been to 3 or 4 of them. The meeting's usually about an hour and 15 minutes. The ranchers, and we have a lot of talked about. USDA, what they're doing, legislation, the state ag department, and so on and so on. You know it because you do it. 45 minutes was dedicated to griping about mountain lions taking cattle. The other one that was really disturbing was the quantity of, or the population of coyotes and how emboldened they have become. A couple of ladies there that, or at headquarters with the kids, they've got coyotes looking in the window. I said, why don't you shoot them? She goes, well, we have toddlers. We put all of our guns away. I said, no. You put 2 big nails, 16 penny nails above the door, and you hang a 30-30 up there, or a shotgun. That's the last thing you grab when you walk out the door. Kids can't get it.
Or you look at your kids and say, don't touch.
Yeah, well, yeah, I appreciate her due diligence, but you can't let coyotes be running all over the place, scaring everybody. Shoot them in the face. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I should have used whack. That's my favorite word, whack 'em. So anyway, we have sent this out to the Arizona Cattle Growers to distribute to the membership. It yesterday went to Yavapai County. It's going to today. We'll go to Graham County. Pete Audetto's got it over at Gila County. Bill's got it down in southern Pinell County, and so on and so on. So we need to sit down with the game department and say, look, here's where we are with lions. In the last 2 weeks, what has happened down on your farm, your farm ranch?
Down in the Dendora Valley, just below Painted Rock Dam, where we live and where we have our cows, we haven't lost any cattle this year, but we have lost 2 full-size deer that we found in the hayfields.
That's been in the last week.
That's been the last week, yes. And then I know that a neighbor is missing a calf. But there's 3 mountain lions. There's a gentleman that has dogs that I invited to come down, help try to track him down, and he confirmed that there's 2 females and a male.
Oops.
Roaming around.
Well, the photograph of the paw print was either a big fat girl or a big Tom, one or the other.
That was a big Tom.
Okay.
But he did confirm that there with the tracks that he found, and there's an issue. I mean, they're not leaving because there's plenty of deer.
How many? Let's see. I've been hanging out down there, and I know of 5 cattle predations that have happened down there.
Last year we had that many during when we were calving.
Yeah, calving season's what, 45 days from now? 40 days?
Yeah, ours a little later than most. Yeah, we'll start here beginning of July through August. So, and yep, I hope we don't have the losses. we had donkeys for a while.
Don't get me started.
And they didn't help.
Thank you so much for letting me help wrangle get the donkeys in the trailer. You should have been there.
They're mean. They're so mean.
Oh, they are.
But I was told that they would help protect the calves, and we still had losses, and we moved all the cows when they're calving near the house, and we have dogs, and we still lost several last year, and it's and cattle prices are up. I mean, it's unbelievable. We sold last week. I took some heifers into Marana, 275-pound little heifer brought over $5 a pound.
Wow,
it was awesome. So $1,300 for something that's $200 and 70 pounds. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So a loss always hurts, but this year it even hurts more because it's the only commodity that's making money.
Well, RC and I've got a couple cameras up. We got one on number 7 up there, and we've got 2 more we're going to check with you on before we set them, where you think we ought to set them, and see what we can find that's coming by, maybe put a time on their cycle when they're cycling through the farm.
There was several years ago, there was a collared cat, and this is before Travis. This has been several years, and Travis is our current game warden.
He's doing such a great job.
He does a nice job. He really does. But they would let us know, and there was just one, but it would come by about every 3 weeks. But it was amazing that the
about
range,
every 13 days.
About 100 miles a day.
It was amazing the whole area that he was traveling. But he would let us know when he was in the area, but you can't collar all of them. I'd like to have them all gone, but we'll see.
Well, we're going to study this pretty hard and make some recommendations on what we think would be the best for the cattle growers and see how that goes. It's going to be a topic down there at the ACGA summer meeting. I know Josh Hurst is coming down. Josh is a good man. Just took a position as assistant director under Tom Finley. Comes out of law enforcement, ran Region 6, and he's just very well rounded. I don't know how immersed he is into the Mexican gray wolf issue. So anyway, what else is going on down there? I mean, you've got the wells are up and pumping. The water table, that's an alluvial situation down there. Do you think your water table's dropped?
In our little valley, just maybe 10 feet, not really. We're blessed, but I do know that in our area it's dropping. I'm hoping for a monsoon because the last 2 years we really haven't had much of a monsoon. And but we always actually right now I'm hoping and praying that there's more rain up north and the winds die down for everybody that's having issues outside of Greer, because we need that fire to go away.
Yeah, that's what, 18,000 acres at this point.
So that's where we need the rain and the snowpack, because the snowpack is what feeds Phoenix.
I don't think we're going to get any more.
No, snow's done and over, but year in and year out, that's what we need is more snow up north. We need the dams to be full.
Yeah, we've been really lucky this year.
I know you look at the lake levels for your fishing. I look at the lake levels to see how everything's going to be for the next year too.
I look at the lake levels that, you're right. I look at it for the fishing and really concerned about the spawn, that type of thing. But, San Carlos as an example, right now the lake is up, the fish are fat, they're biting like crazy. I mean, the largemouth are just huge. They're not that long, but they're big. They're like a football. Crappie are huge. But the problem with those guys is, God love them, they do the best job they can. They oversell their water every single year when they have it. And when you need it, guess what? It's not there. So that's an issue. That's an issue we can't fight, because I am a non-tribal member and I'm not welcome there to discuss water rights. It's none of my business. It's none of our business because we're on this side of the fence. But, in Bureau of Indian Affairs, we talked to them several years ago, and that's when Clay Parsons and Shad Beebe and a bunch of them down there, the CAP shut their water off to their allotments down there, and we went to congressional people, said, we've got to do something. We need to buy water from someplace. And CAP didn't want to have it, but anyway, we ended up buying water from Florence, town of Florence. So, water's a big deal. How much water?
Now you know why we're building a vertical farm.
What's that?
Now you know why we're building a vertical farm.
I get it.
You get it.
Yeah. Oh, I totally get it. All right. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Coffee and Chaos, General Chaos, and Sheriff Wynn. We're going to tell you about the Montana National Guard shed hunting with an air crew in a Blackhawk. What? Are you kidding me? I'm Don McDowell. This is Fox Sports 10. You can't make this stuff up.
No, you can't. You
Okay.
cannot.
Okay. Welcome to America. Time for Coffee and Chaos with General Chaos himself and his bodyguard, Sheriff Meehan. What are you guys up to?
Good morning, Don.
Well, before you guys get started, I have to ask you, what is going on with the Montana National Guard. Somebody gave some rednecks a helicopter up in Montana. What could go wrong? What's going on?
That's what I told Wynn yesterday. I said, you turned some rednecks loose with a helicopter. This is what happened. So, I've never heard of it. I used to always hear stories about them going after. They'd be going around right before hunt season, fly and check and see where the elk are at. And then the next morning on opening day, they'd chase, see what was going on. But I've never, even in my entire career, have heard of them taking a helicopter, landing on private property, and scooping up elk horns. And, I get it. I mean, elk horns right now are, $16, $17 a pound for brown ones, and, $10, $12 a pound for white ones. And, there's a big market in it. There's a lot of trespassing that occurs during the year with it. But what you had your head in your fourth point of contact, if any of that thought it was a good idea to be using a government helicopter to pick up elk horns. So,
well, let me ask you this: what's the hourly cost without the maintenance to operate a Blackhawk with the crew?
It's probably $2,000-$3,000 operational cost an hour, probably a little more.
Yeah. Then how much maintenance are we going to have when we set it down? Assuming we don't bump into stuff.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is you're flying quite a distance just to get there. I'm not sure which unit they were out of, but the only aviation unit we have is in Helena. So that's another. You're through the air, it's not that far, but on the ground you're 200 miles. Yeah, they were conducting the training flight from Billings to Helena to the state capitol while harvesting several elk antlers en route.
Unbelievable. Do you believe there was alcohol involved?
No.
Okay.
No, I just believe there was a lot of stupidity involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's happened to these the air crew?
They're deep water, actually. You want to cover it, Kimo? So they got old Sheriff Alan Vandenberg out of Sweetgrass County there. Him, county attorney's office, they cited a couple of those guys already for trespassing with intent to remove elk antlers. And it sounds like, with their investigation and the guard's investigation, they could possibly face federal charges for misuse of government equipment. So, yeah, they're having a bad day. Yeah. Well, a couple of citations were issued to a couple of them. The third one was mentioned for trespassing on private land with a helicopter, which, I mean, who could say they have that on their record? That's pretty funny. But, it sounds like they're going to be in some criminal misdemeanor trespassing, right?
Yep. I can smell a court-martial coming. No problem. All right, what else is going on at the M406 Rifle Company? Hooey.
Not much right now. We're just still working on a couple of different projects. Lost a bunch of lowers. Yeah. As you know, Soda Farms had an issue at their plant. Kind of working with them and helping them out and
okay.
That,
you guys are rolling out to Maui. Who are we going to be able to interview next week?
That's a great question. When we get there, we'll see if we can get the chief of police of Maui. Maybe we can get the minister of foreign affairs.
Nice.
We'll definitely have a good lineup of one or two individuals while we're there. So.
Okay, well, let me know. I'll clear the decks, depending on what you guys want to do so that we don't have any in-studio guests. So we can take
we're definitely going to be creating a lot of chaos on this trip.
Yeah,
9 days in Hawaii. And I've never been there, Don, so I'm going to take it
there goes trouble. Oh, jeez.
Hey, just send me bail money.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, there may be some professional courtesy over there. You never know.
Just send them a box of pickles or a jar of pickles.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you, how are you guys doing on the new bills on that 9mm short? I don't want to call it a pistol, but it's it's like a little midget.
That's an SPR, short barrel rifle. Currently doing 4 more to be shipped out.
Wonderful. Well,
it is a neat little gun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that 6.5 Grendel coming down because I had an episode in the gun room the other day. My AK-47 identified as an MS-13, so the Democrats wouldn't get it. So, I'm just saying. I think the AR was, reminded me that black guns matter. So it's just, it's just total chaos no matter where we go.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's funny.
Okay, well, I'm getting stuff from Vector Optics. We're expecting a night vision binocular that we need desperately. We've got a lion situation. Our good friend Tyson Storer and Taylor are in here from Dendora Valley, and we've got a mountain lion making a living on his ranch down there. And we suspiciously have calves missing, so that needs to be dealt with. Reading are making a run down there, and I've got the new vector scope on the the MS-13. We've got to get that. We've got it bore sighted. I need to get it zeroed and see what it's going to do with that new scope on it. So we have not made another attempt to sight in the thermal scope, which is I'm sure there's a way to do it. We're looking at YouTubes, but I think I'm going to take the suggestion of taking a hand warmer, putting a piece of aluminum foil on it, and put that on the backboard. And we may have to do that out in the desert, but we've got a level 2 fire restriction. They don't want any target shooting out on the landscape, and I don't think the range master is going to be real happy if I hang a hand warmer on one of his targets at the range. So I don't know. Yeah.
We need to get you a 406 rifle sooner than later so you can have a real AR.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, we can do that. What day are you guys heading out to Maui?
We're heading out day after tomorrow. Our flight leaves at 5:30 a.m. Wynn's super excited about it. He's smiling.
No, Don, I'm not. I think it should be like against the law to start a flight that early in the morning.
Yeah.
Make them like 6:37. But we got to be at the airport at 3:30 a.m. I think is what it is. So that's it. We're going to leave here, about 2:30. So yeah, you might as well not even sleep. So
yeah, you'll sleep on the airplane. That's what the toddies are for. They put you right to sleep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We already had a discussion about that as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you take your lorazepam, wash it down with a shot in the beer, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, we're going to kick you guys loose. God love you, man. I appreciate all you're doing, and I'll be anxious to hear who the lineup is next week. If you can't get that to me by Wednesday, that's when our social media goes out, and we'll prepare for mass chaos for a couple hours.
Yeah, we'll definitely get that squared away as soon as we get there. Yeah.
Okay, well, General, just make sure Wendy gets to sit next to the fat lady with the kid in the candy bar.
Well, you're really trying to make this a bad flight for me, aren't you, Don?
We love you, Sheriff. Okay. All right, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good weekend.
All right, Don, we'll see you.
That's it. Coffee and Chaos with Sheriff Wynn, just retired, Broadwater County, and then General Chemo. He's a professional pilot flying the Trump administration all over. He won't tell me where or who, but he's like a bad rash. He's all over the place. No matter where he is, there's chaos.
There's chaos.
Yeah, so I want to get back to your situation down there. You know, I mentioned this before. According to Game and Fish, we have an approximate 2,700 mountain lions in the state, alive and well. We've got a very robust breeding population in good shape. You know, I was looking at Colorado. They've got 4,400 lions, they think. And a lion on average will kill one deer a year. So
a year or a week?
A week, I'm sorry.
It's a week.
Yeah. One deer a week. Yeah. Getting ahead of myself. So
or a cow, or a calf.
At the end of it, you know, if you do the math on that, you've got 140,400 deer that are dinner. Yeah. So what we're trying to do is figure out, on top of that number, how many pieces of livestock they're taking out. So. We need to know that before we can sit down and have an intelligent conversation with the department. It's real simple. We got to be as smart as they are, but we don't have a matrix model that goes back to 1930 either. So anyway, it's just ongoing. We'll see where that goes. We're talking to all the cattle growers, some legislators, some congressional people, by the way. On this issue. So anyway, we're going to flip into a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about, do you fly fish?
No, I've never fly fished in my life, but that sounds like fun.
Oh, Chris
Seems
Rich.
like
I want you to talk to Chris Rich. You've got some wonderful fly fishing opportunities in North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, it's got great deer hunting, great pheasant hunting.
I know.
Do they have bears?
You know what?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe if you go more into Canada.
Probably in Montana over there in the Yellowstone.
Maybe somewhere over there.
Yeah, who knows?
Neck of the woods.
You can Google that.
But anyway, we're next up. We're going to be talking about fly fishing in Arizona, and I'm sure he's going to focus on the White Mountains because right now they're on fire. So anyway, we're going to stand down, take a short break here on Fox Sports 910. I'm Don McDowell. We have Tyson and Taylor in here. Rebecca's pushing buttons back there like she does. And Kimberly is manning the computer. Or are you watching Leave It to Beaver? Yeah. I'll be right there. Yeah, I'll be right in there. Chris Rich is coming up.
910.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. Where does the adventure begin? The answer is AZ Fly Shop with Chris Rich, where the tug is a drug. What's happening, brother?
Hey, Don McDowell, good morning. Beautiful Arizona morning. I tell you what, we've been lucky with our temperatures here in May, haven't we?
It's been beautiful.
It's really been a nice May. I tell you what, I was outside all day yesterday helping out with a charity function we had down there at the Posse. It was a nice day to be outside. I'm going to be outside today. I'm going to be out at the Salt River most of the day watching the kayakers come down and seeing if we can't round up some of those Gila trout that Game and Fish has been stocking out there at the Salt River. So I'm looking forward to today. It's going to be another beautiful Arizona day. But, you're right. Let's talk about the White Mountains and the fire burning up there, huh?
Yeah, that Greer fire is, it's exceeded 16,000 acres.
It's just over, this morning, it's just over 19,000 acres.
19? Holy cow.
Just over 19. I'll tell you, first of all, they thought it was a transformer had blown. Now they're saying no transformer. Navapache Electric has confirmed all their equipment is good. So, the fire is under investigation. And I will also say there's a lot of misinformation out there about the town of Greer. So the fire started right in the town of Greer, and Greer dodged a bullet. You can watch the fire, and as it fanned away from Greer and blew to the north of Greer, to the north and the east. I will tell you, if the wind had been blowing the opposite direction, Greer probably would have burned down in the first hour. But as it is, they've only lost about 4 structures. I say only 4 structures, not a big deal unless it's one of your structures for sure. So it's very unfortunate for those people that lost structures. But the town of Greer is right now is fine. However, the very first day the fire started on Tuesday, Cinda Howard got evacuated out of her house because it blew straight towards her house. She's probably maybe a quarter mile or so from the X Diamond Ranch, Wink's place, and the fire blew that direction. And Wink has not left, if you can imagine. She refuses to leave, and they have. You can see if you look on the map real close, and Cinda sent me pictures. The fire has burned, within 10 yards of her house.
Whoa, that's amazing.
And the firefighters they've had equipment up there, and they've been, blocking that fire and tamping it down. It gets reignited and gets started again. So, but all in that whole structure area of South Fork and the X Diamond Ranch, the fire actually burned onto the Wink's property there at the X Diamond. It burned right up next to her structures, and they've been able to save all those structures there, all of her place.
Wow.
All the structures. It's amazing what these firefighters have done. To the north, they've got it contained along 260. So it's been contained. Part of Eager, that western part of Eager, they had it on, I think they were ready to evacuate, but they've been able to hold it off of there. And they expect a shift in the winds today, and that fire is going to blow from the north, out of the north towards the south. And so they were seeing that in the weather forecast. And so there's a Forest Service road, Forest Service 409. They've been back burning along that road to try and stay ahead of it, and they're going to try to get it contained along 409 because now the fire they think it's going to move towards the south, which would be headed towards the Big Lake area. And in that country, there's going to be a lot of fuel to burn.
Yeah,
the beautiful thing about the fire is it really hasn't reached the crowns of the trees. So, for some reason, it's blowing kind of along the bottom, it's actually burning up a bunch of the wood that got left from the Wallow Fire when the Wallow Fire burned out. I don't know, what was that, 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And, but hey, Cinda's been out of her house since Tuesday. The community up there is, as always, comes together and, hey, bring your livestock over here. We've got areas. Marcia Petrie Sue got a hold of me. Hey, we've got room in Alpine, and people are on social media. Hey, we can take people, we can take animals. So everybody's kind of taking care of each other up there. The firefighters are doing an amazing job, and the winds have been against us. There have been several days they're not able to fly the airplanes up there, but they have, their Wink's place is kind of down in the valley, and that fire's been up on that ridge, and it's trying to come down. They got helicopters up there trying to, cool that fire off as it's right there on the ridge. So it's amazing that they've been able to protect those structures, and they've done a fabulous job. The other thing, one of the Apache trout fisheries, one of the, native places where Apache trout live is in the South Fork of the Little Colorado, and it's up near the headwaters of the South Fork. And that fire is kind of headed up towards that direction, so that, hopefully we don't lose those fish in that creek. Yet to be seen what's going to happen there. But not a good situation. Still dry. We need everybody needs to do a rain dance. It'd be nice to get some rain. I don't think there's any rain at all in the forecast. So it's boots on the ground, and thank goodness we've got some firefighters that are committed to making a difference out there.
Yeah, I'm just getting a note from our friend Mike Hoffarth is saying the Black River closed north side. You know anything about that?
I haven't heard anything about that. I don't think the river, the fire is definitely not down near the Black River at all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got quite a ways to go to get down to the Black River. It's kind of up along that Greer area, the 260. Again, Greer is okay. I've seen a lot of pictures of Greer, and I know there's a lot of information out there that Greer's burned down. Greer actually hasn't burned down. If you drive through the town of Greer, you can almost not even tell there's been a fire there. And very fortunate that it blew. I mean, if it was blowing the other direction, if the wind was blowing the opposite direction, Greer probably would have burned down in the first hour of the fire.
Let me ask you
there's been nothing.
Is there anything we can do to help Wink out on the X Diamond?
I don't think there is. I think doing a rain dance and saying a prayer, that area she's in, they've tried to evacuate her. Of course, she's not going to leave. She did not leave during the Wallow fire, and, she saved her place, and I think she's pretty committed to saving that place. And you know what? When you look at the fire, you can see that there's a little area right there in the middle, right around Wink's place, and right up there around where Cinda's at, where that fire, it burned all the way around that area. And, again, the firefighters have been able to save it. And, really, they're not going to let anybody in there. I think it's best to stay out of their way, let them do what they're doing.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, you don't need a bunch of cowboys up there running around.
No, it's they've got the hands that they need up there, and they're doing a good job with it. Hopefully that fire doesn't come up to the crowns of the tree. And, they're saying that the fire's not contained, although you can see, if you look at the map, you can see right along 260 to the north, it has not been able to jump across 260. Of course, in that country up there, right where it's at, if it gets across 260, it's in grassland. There's really no trees on the north side of 260, right where the fire's at, or very few trees. And then, as it comes to the south, that's a different story. But like I say, they've been backburning to the south where they've got it. It looks like they've got it held. They're not saying they have it held. But if you look at the map, along that 409 road, they've been backburning along that road with the anticipation of a shift in winds. If it doesn't hold on that 409 road, it's conceivable that fire comes to the south and could kind of move around and come back around to Greer. That would be possible. But, with as good as these firefighters have been doing up there, I'm going to say they're not going to let that happen.
Yeah, 10-4.
That's my bet. That's where I'd put my money.
All right, what do you know about fly fishing in North Dakota? We have a beauty queen in here, Taylor Stewart, that's going to school going to college back there in Dickinson.
I think they've got water in North Dakota, don't they?
I think so.
Yes, they do.
A little bit.
That's where we fly fish. People come into the shop all the time. Hey, a fly fishing store in the middle of the desert. Where in the heck do you guys fly fish? I don't know what you do in Oregon, but here in Arizona, we fish in the water.
Yeah.
So if there's water,
I'm going
to say there's something in that water, and we go after
Sorry,
it.
Taylor.
So,
all right, so
I'm sure they do a ton of fly fishing up there.
Okay, so you're on the Salt River. Are you in waders, sneakers, or your booty cutters?
I'm going to be in sneakers out there today, and the weather's nice, the water's warmed up nice. Probably in the low 70s out there in the water. It's going to be a nice sunny day here in Arizona.
Yeah, boy.
I've had some friends out there this week. There's a lot of fish that are very active, and so the Salt River is full of fish. They're not always willing to play, but we're going to go out there today and see if we can't round some of them up. I'd really like to get into some of those Gila trout that Game and Fish has been stocking in the Salt River. I'm getting lots of reports of people catching a lot of fish out there. And, most of the White Mountains is not being affected by this fire. I mean, it's 19,000 acres. It's a dangerous fire. It's displaced some people out of their homes. That's all a big deal. But, Big Lake is open. Sunrise Lake is open. All the lakes along 260 on the reservation, Horseshoe, Little Bear, Big Bear, A1 Lake, Sunrise Lake, all open. All of them are fishing well. Certainly we've got fire restrictions. Certainly we want to watch out for chains and keep an eye out and not have any flames out there in the forest right now. We don't need to start something new for the forest fires. But and I'm getting amazing reports, all in the White Mountains, all along the Rim Lakes. People are catching a lot of trout, having a lot of fun out there fishing. So, that's the fishing's good up there right now.
Okay, anybody fly fish in San Carlos?
I haven't heard of people out there fly fishing San Carlos, although I'm seeing tons of reported people catching lots of fish, even shore fishing there. They're catching lots of fish at San Carlos. So
crazy.
That's that fishery, as we all know. I think the word is out on San Carlos.
It is.
Those fish are healthy in there, and people are having a lot of fun with it. So, yeah.
All right. Well, excellent report. I appreciate your due diligence on the Greer fire. Extend my best wishes to Wink and certainly Senator Howard.
I'll do it.
All right. You stay safe. We'll talk to you next week. Chris Rich, AZ
You got it, my
Fly
man.
Shop.
Thanks for all that you do, Don McDowell.
Likewise, brother. You're the man. All right. We're out of here. Okay. So we're going to flip into a break. When we come back, we're going to be talking to James Guggenauer, Rim Country Custom Rod, Master Rod Builder, and Commissioner for AZGFD. boy, this is fun. The master rod builder from Maroon Country Custom Rods from downtown Payson is joining us. What's going on up there in Payson, James?
Hey, good morning, Don. The word for the day in Payson is wind.
Yep.
Just like Chris Rich was saying with that fire that's burning over there in eastern Arizona, the wind has been blowing up here for 3 days. Yesterday, we had 25-mile-an-hour winds here at the house. I woke up this morning, we had 10-mile-an-hour winds, and it's just been blowing all morning. And I know it's just playing havoc on that fire up there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I heard they had 9 hotshot crews that they have fighting that fire, and he was talking about, strategic areas where they have helicopters in the air when the wind's not blowing so hard.
Yeah.
But 9 hotshot crews trying to save structures and people's ranches over there.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a really good job at it, so that's awesome. And Mother Nature's helping out with the wind direction going away from Greer. I mean, this could have really devastated Greer.
Yeah, I know some places over in Eager have been evacuated right there along the 261, which is right off the 260. That's one of the major areas right there where they're trying to set up a battle to fight it. But, man, I feel for those people. It's just, it's dry, the wind's blowing, and you got a fire. I mean, what could go wrong with that?
Yeah, well, it's just really interesting to see these firefighters working in this windy condition. But anyway,
yeah.
How's the fishing over on the Mother Lake Roosevelt?
Absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the best years. A guy was sending some pictures of fish that were caught at Roosevelt, and I mean, I don't remember a year that we've caught so many 10-plus pound bass out of Roosevelt and Apache, and even down to Saguaro.
Oh yeah.
The water level is at 63%, so it's down 1% from last year. Still not bad for this time of year to be at 63%. All the lower lakes, Apache Canyon and Saguaro, they are all in the high 90s. Saguaro this morning's at 98% full.
Yeah.
So good water in the system. The Salt River is flowing at about 22% of its normal rate for this time of year. So that's a little lower than we'd like to see. But the good news is, we continue to flow water, so there's no algae reports. I haven't heard any big fish kills this year.
That's good.
So that's all good news. And fishing conditions, it just like Chris was saying, we haven't gotten that hot temperature. I mean, a lot of times by this time we were well over 100 degrees. So our post-spawn fishing seems like it's longer this year. So it's still reaction baits in the morning, spinner baits, zoom flukes, those types of things.
Flukes. Yep.
Switching over to a drop shot or something like that in the afternoon. Very enjoyable fishing conditions across Arizona right now.
Yeah. A lot of stuff going on with the department. We've got a deadline coming up June 3rd for our submission of our deer permit request online. What else is the department up to?
Yeah, so very important. We encourage everybody to do 2 things. First of all, if you don't have a portal account, sign up for a portal account. And we've told all your listeners, Don, because they're the smartest hunters that we have in the state of Arizona.
Amen.
Never apply without purchasing Point Guard.
Yep.
Just in case you can't hunt, you don't lose all your points if you get drawn for something and then you can't go.
Well,
so,
and to your note, if you can't hunt and you know you're not going to be able to hunt, you can go in and buy points anyway.
You can. You can just purchase a point for that. So that's really good for the commission. The next thing that's up, Don, is a Western Association Fish and Wildlife Conference. That's a WAFWA. It's up in Provo, Utah this summer, June 2nd through the 6th. And this is the first time in a few years I can remember. I think all 5 commissioners are going to be attending that. And as we've talked about, they have a special committee of commissioners up there, so we get to meet with commissioners from the Western United States, see what's going on in their states, hear about successes in areas that they're trying to improve. So yeah, looking forward to that. And then June 13th, we no sooner get back from WAPWA, and then June 13th will be the commission meeting here in Payson, Arizona. And the big highlight there will be the special big game tag allocations that we donate to the different wildlife conservation organizations. Up to 30 tags, big game tags, will be issued. And that's always a fun event. So we encourage everyone to make a trip up to Payson where it's nice and cool on June 13th.
Okay. The commission meeting up there, where is that being held? Is that down at the library, or are you allowed to go back to Matazel Casino?
We have held commission meetings in both of those places. A few years ago, the county supervisors built a brand new office right in Payson, and they have just a wonderful area to hold a commission meeting.
Yeah, but James, they don't have slot machines. Come on.
They don't have slot machines, but the good news is we get Woody to come up. Woody Klein is one of our supervisors. He'll be there. Supervisor Christensen will be there. And they always add a bunch of color and comments to it. I can't wait to hear what Woody Klein's going to tell the audience this year.
Oh, yeah. It's Mr. Cowboy himself. Yep. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we got a very short time. We've got the NASCAR All-Star Open at North Wilkesboro Speedway. That's less than a quarter mile roundy round. And
yeah.
I don't see our boy on there, so for some reason.
Yeah, he'll get there. He's down in 19. But I wanted to comment last week, Don. We talked about the teamwork of the Hendricks team.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch the 48 car bump that 5 car right into the lead on the restart?
I did. Yeah.
It was a beautiful thing to see. So
it was.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch today for sure.
Well, the beauty for me was to see Bubba finally hit the wall. You know, yeah, I mean that was like yeah. And then my heart goes out to poor Denny Hamlin. You know, he blew his transmission. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So fun. I mean, I'm watching 24. I think William Byron is due, and I think he's going to have a great race today. He looked really good. Finished in the first heat in 3rd place, but I think he's got more of a car, so it's going to be a good race today.
Well, you know, one of the guys that is really, really good, and he has not had good luck. You know, it's like fishing. If you don't have luck at NASCAR, you're going to be back there with Bubba. But Ginsbergen in that 88 car, he's got the fast car. He qualified it on the pole position, and then the other guy that's been kind of creeping up again is Cole Custer. Cole's a good driver coming out of the Xfinity series, but I'm surprised he hasn't done better. But, you know, NASCAR is like a lot of stuff. You got to pay your dues.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Speaking of
we're going to wish you the best the rest of the weekend up there. You stay safe, and we'll talk next week.
Sounds good. Thank you, Don.
Okay. Appreciate James Guggenauer and all he lends to the show every week. Good report on Roosevelt. We're going to stand down, take a short break, come back and get this thing wiped up, and head off to NAPCAR.
910.
All righty, I want to thank you for coming all the way from North Dakota to join us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
And bringing your bodyguard, Daddy Tyson, over here.
Of course. He goes with me everywhere when I'm home.
It's like a magnet.
Mm-hmm. I love my dad. He's great.
Oh, yeah. One of the best. Absolutely the best. So what's on your schedule with this hay sales? I've got a rancher over there that gave him your phone number. He's got your phone number. James Weidenbiener over at Jake's Corner.
Yes, sir.
Tonto Basin. He's telling me he's spending $30,000 a month feeding cows because they don't have much grass over there or forage for the livestock. And
we bale hay every day.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Every day.
Every day.
How's the market on hay?
It's fair. It could always be more, but.
Well, on a retail, we were looking at 25. Then it went to 28. Where is it today?
I'm on the wholesale side, so I really don't want to say because everything has to be put on a truck from my place.
It's got to be hauled.
It's got to be hauled, and so it's in the ballpark of somewhere in there. But it depends if he wants big bills, small bills.
Well, it's interesting because he's supplementing his cattle ranch, buying hay local, hauling it to Texas twice a week.
Wow. We have sent hay the last this last 2 years. We've started sending more and more hay towards Texas.
Really?
They have big beautiful state, but they have these blister beetles, I guess, is a problem there, and so that's why they don't grow as much alfalfa there. We don't have that.
Interesting.
Do you know Maricopa County is the #1 producer, yield-wise, in the country for alfalfa?
Oh, I do know that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, and you're fortunate. So, what is on your schedule? The next big event, besides studying and.
Oh, Miss North Dakota, obviously. That's just a big one.
Yeah.
Because competition's coming soon, but making sure I got.
When is it?
June 1st through June 7th, but.
Oh my goodness.
Official competing dates are the 4th, 5th, and 7th. So for all your viewers in the state, if you want to watch online, you can definitely do that. So highly recommend. It's kind of entertaining.
Okay, is this going to be on TV or is it going to be?
Live streamed. So like
live stream.
Facebook Live, and then I think you can buy a live stream package or something, or you can attend in person. So I think those are kind of your options.
Pay per view.
Basically, but the big one's on TV. So if I make it to Miss America, you'll
best of
find me
luck to you. We'll be rooting for you.
Well, thank you.
And that kind of thing. You got any big track meets coming up?
My season's over, so my team recently just won conference. So we are in the North Star Athletic Association. We are now switching to the Frontier Conference, and so we won boys and girls. So we had a really good season. So just kind of in the off-season, post-season, getting ready for our upcoming year.
Okay, what about rodeos? You getting involved in rodeo run back there?
A little bit, yeah. So there's a few going on. So that's obviously in the works, depending on how my next couple weeks go.
Sure.
I could be really involved with that or not, but I'm always for sure. October is pretty busy because kids are trying to make it.
Well, that and hunting season starts too.
Yeah,
so.
it's pretty busy. So
wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah, wink, wink, nod, nod. I got you. I got you there. Make some phone calls. Have some favors to ask.
Yeah, I think Jim and I are going to go back to Missouri or Kansas, which is Kansas, I think, on a duck hunt.
Probably Missouri. There's not a lot of water in Kansas.
I'm not sure whether these guys are in. They're right side out of Kansas City, and I don't know what side of the fence they're on.
Understood.
So yeah, whatever. Their turkey population was pretty much devastated by the coyotes, and now their turkeys are coming back, and the coyotes are less and less, and that kind of thing. So, one final question: what kind of migrant issues are you having down there? Any at all? Has it slowed down?
It's definitely slowed down. Which and what I really like to see the last 4 months, we've seen a lot of Border Patrol.
That's good.
It's nice to see them.
Have you seen them on the north side of I-8?
The Border Patrol?
Yeah.
I've seen them all over the place. there's truly a presence.
I've not seen any personally. We see them on the south side of 8, but not on the north side.
I do see them on Painted Rock Road occasionally. I see them in Gila Bend. I've actually seen them all over Dayland. It's nice.
I see them at Gila Bend at Sophie's. Yeah, some of those boys are really big on that McDonald's down there by the Love's Tunnel.
There's such a huge gap. We need a Border Patrol unit in Gila Bend. That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that it's taken seriously.
Yep.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, the administration is doing a great job. So far, I was really, really super impressed with the treatment that President Trump received over in Saudi Arabia, all the stuff that he got done. Let's just hope it holds.
Well, he's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
What he walked back with, and I know we only get partial reports, but
yeah,
the moxie is back. It's
Yeah.
nice to see the
Yeah.
presence shows up and he has results when he comes out.
Well, I'm anxious to see Monday what the food fight's going to be like with Putin and Zelensky.
Will there ever be a solution there?
There is one. I don't know if I can say it on the air, but I will. I pick on everybody else. I don't believe Zelensky's going to make it, and I'll just leave it at that. So,
Well, I know this might be premature, but I just wanted to, when you're talking about that, and you talked about a Black Hawk helicopter, but more importantly, next weekend is Memorial Day weekend, and I just can't forget about that. The reason we even have this conversation is because those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I know it's a little premature for a weekend ahead, but.
Amen. All right, listen, National Boating Week started yesterday. Check your boat. Make sure you have all your safety equipment and PPE, and maintain your chain protocol so you don't start a fire. Check your wheel bearings. Grease the wheel bearings. I saw 4 trailers sitting along the side of the road and counted 16 life jackets that have blown out of the boat. I'm Don McDowell. Take your kids fishing, hug your bass boat, and yep, we're out of here.